Welcome to Dubai Electricity and Water Authority Awareness Session for the consultant and contractors to enable them get the solar design approval in a single submission. During the design approval process, it was observed that some of the design drawings are to be returned for corrections. Therefore, the objective of this video is discuss the submission requirements for the solar projects and encourage the consultant and contractor to get the design approval in a single submission. Projects in Dubai consist of various types such as flat roof, canopy, carport and building integrated photovoltaic system installations. All types of projects in Dubai are reviewed and approved by DUA Design Approval Team to ensure safety, reliability and compliance to the Dubai Electricity and Water Authority regulations. Here are the points that need to be remembered during the design of a solar application submission. Requirements of the solar design includes the following. The first set of documents consists of load schedules, which are the main distribution board and the sub-main distribution board schedules, the inverter distribution schedules, the plot summary. The formats are available in DUA regulations for solar installations. The second set of documents are the drawings, which consist of the single line diagram, dimensional details of electrical room cell, setting out plan, wiring layouts. The third set of documents are project specific. These documents could be technical specification, explicit acceptance and agreement to the terms and conditions of the connection agreement, production details, and the design assessment sheet in Excel format. Moving to the solar inspection, there are three types of inspection tests that needs to be considered based on the solar capacity, which are solar without interconnection inspection, solar with interconnection inspection, and performance test reports. Therefore, throughout this video we will discuss the common errors and the key points that should be taken into consideration for each inspection type. The first type is solar without interconnection inspection, whereas the main key points are focusing on the main components of the solar system, which includes the solar point of connection, solar generation meter, solar main distribution board, earthing arrangement, inverter and the PV modules. That will be discussed in details in the upcoming slides. The first component is the solar generation meter, whereas the main key points are: the metering cabinet should be always within the plot near to the point of connection. The meter cabinet should have unhindered access always. The view glass should be at a height of 160 cm from the finished floor level, and it should have a metal flap. There should be a padlocking provision. There should be a gland box below the metering cabinet. If the incomer is greater than or equal to 160 amp, should be a meter cabinet with a CT arrangement, which includes the bus bar arrangement. The bus bar links are to be provided along with the wirings where the CTs. The second component is the solar point of connection, whereas the main key points are: the solar point of connection breaker should be of a 4-pole. If the solar point of connection or the feeder to the solar point of connection has a generator provision, then an interlock should be installed between the solar point of connection breaker and the generator in Commodore breaker. Proper identification should be provided for the solar point of connection breaker and cables. The third component is the solar main distribution board, whereas the main key points are: the solar main distribution board should be installed on a location with adequate access inside the plot. The interface protection should be provided at the solar main distribution board. The enclosure should be a minimum IP55 rating. Surge protected device should be provided inside the solar main distribution board. Proper identification should be provided for all circuits for the MCCBS and cables. Separate earth leakage protection should be installed for all inverter circuits. Auxiliary power supply for the interface protection delay should be from an uninterrupted source. The main distribution board should be installed at a height of 80 cm from the finished lower level. Ensure that the incoming and outgoing cables crossings are avoided. Ensure there is no water pipeline passing above or behind the main distribution board. The MCCB rating and the cable sizes should be as per the ratings approved in the design document and the regulation. Solar generation meter should not be installed inside the solar main distribution board. All solar MDBs with ratings of 1600 amps or above should be of a Form 4 type. Interface protection breaker should be a 4-pole. The fourth component is the earthing arrangement, whereas the main key points are: all earthing circuits of the solar photovoltaic system should be terminated to a common earthing bus bar. The common earth bus bar should be connected to the existing earthing system of the point of connection. Earthing system of the solar photovoltaic system should be electrically isolated from the lightning protection system with adequate clearance. All metallic components of the photovoltaic system should be electrically bonded for the maintaining equipotential. Equipotential bonding of all PV module frames should be connected using the dedicated earthing circuits. For the photovoltaic module frame shell connected through the support structure will not be acceptable. Equipotential bonding of the solar photovoltaic module frame should be done using lugged earth loops at the earthing points of the photophobic module frames, or pre-approved earthing plates or washers between the photovoltaic modules. The fifth component is the photovoltaic module array, and the points that should be taken into consideration include the following. All photovoltaic modules should be complying to DUA design approval and Shams Dubai standards. Clamps and hardware used for mounting photovoltaic modules should be designed for the specific module dimensions. Adequate clearance should be provided between the photovoltaic array and from the edge of the building for accessing the photovoltaic module. Designate safe walkways to avoid potential hazards. Mechanical barriers or protection should be provided for skylights if present near the photovoltaic array access. The last component is the inverter, and the main key points are to be considered. All inverters should comply to DUA design approval and Shams Dubai standards. Inverters must be located at an accessible area free of all obstructions. The maximum height of the inverter should be limited to a maximum of 2 meters from the finished floor level. Ensure there is no water pipe plant passing above or behind inverters. AC and DC oscillation provision should be provided for the inverters. Provide AC and DC surge protective devices for the inverters. DC and AC circuit cables should be segregated in separate contaminants. Provide identifications for the inverters and all circuits. The system cables and plug-in connectors should be protected against mechanical damages and vandalism. The inverter should be provided with an IP65 enclosure for outdoor application. Moving to the second inspection type, which is the solar with interconnection inspection. The 4 main points will be discussed, which includes roof connection key points, general key points, electrical tests and functionality tests. First, the roof connection key points. Layout and total number of PV modules shall be complying to DUA design approval. Fences or any other barriers required for segregation of hazardous areas and warning signs shall be installed. PV module surface shall be free from dust and no damaged glass or back sheet shall be present. Second, general points. Technical dossier shall be made available near the solar POC or solar MDB. Single line diagram in the electrical room shall be modified to incorporate solar system. All applicable warning labels shall be provided. Third, electrical tests. Insulation tests on DC and AC cables. Test performed by applying between live conductors and earth a test voltage 1000 VDC for 1 minute. Value of acceptable insulation resistance is 1 milliohm. Voltage and current measures on photovoltaic strings. Measure each single string voltage VOC and string current ISC, inverter switched off. The string's voltage and current deviation from average values shall not exceed 5%. Lastly, functionality tests. Startup tests on inverter shall be performed one each inverter and progressively through the whole system. Energy meter connections shall be verified. Power flow direction to be verified. Refer to the rest of the key points shown on the screen. The last type of inspection is the performance test. During the performance test, the following key points are to be considered and maintained. The test is performed for the whole plant. Active energy, solar irradiation, photovoltaic module temperature data should be logged. Calculate the energy performance ratio and submit in DOA format. We are now at the end of this video, and we strongly recommend you to use online technical discussion platform for any clarification prior to submission. We have 4 different options available. Request for callback. Request for email reply. Request for SMS reply. Request for online technical discussion. Also, always provide available contact details of the concerned person specific to the project in the application during submission.